So welcome to Level Up to Scale Up with me, Elaine Terso, and my co-host, Paige Engel. We are super excited to have you guys here. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. So I want to just take a brief moment and just tell you who I am. There's so many new faces on. I'm so excited to get to meet you. My nickname is Elaine the Brain. I am a small business strategist. I am an intuitive, weird pop rock thing going on, but I love to help my fellow entrepreneurs. And Miss Paige, tell everyone just a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I am Paige Engel, K Paige Engel officially, and I am a visibility coach, a travel entrepreneur, and I love helping people become more visible online and using the different methods that you can do that to help build your personal brand and your business online.
Yes. So Paige and I have been collaborating for quite a while now, and we have decided to join our forces together and come and offer something brand new. Typically, I would teach this masterclass alone, and I said, you know what, let's do it together. So you guys are getting the best of both worlds with the two of us combined to help you with your businesses. So the first thing I want to just say is kind of set some expectations for you. So what can you expect from coming through our masterclass? So we want you to have clarity. We want you to be able to build a solid foundation, and we want to be able to help you, give you practical things that you can do to apply into your business to actually get results. So we are more focused on results and doing the hard work, showing up and doing the work versus giving you a quick tactic, because quick tactics are not going to get you the long-term results that you are looking for. And so one thing I also want to do is just invite you to be fully present with us, close down all your tabs, and just come here and allow us to teach you today, because that's what we do best. Is we want to really help you get the benefit. And when you are distracted with other things, you're going to miss something. And we've got a lot of stuff to share with you today. Okay, so I just invite you to be present with us. Did everybody get your workbook? You should have an email. I'm going to drop it into the chat here for you just in case. Let me grab it in my... Where is it? I have so many documents in here. It's probably in your email, in your spam folder, just so that you are aware. But we also gave you access to the digital workbook. If you prefer a digital workbook, all of that stuff is in your email. Let me find, it is not in that folder. It's probably in this folder. Here we go. Here we go. Make sure that, okay. All right. So there is the workbook that you can print out. There's a lot of fill in the blanks, okay? And one thing that I would love to do, just for time purposes, if we introduced ourselves, we'd be here all day. So I would love for you to introduce yourself in the chat. Tell us who you are, tell us what you do, give us a fun fact about you. If you want to drop your website or anything like that, please, please, please utilize the chat. Okay, we're going to utilize the chat a lot today. So just be aware of that. Okay, so we would love to hear from you. Since we have so many new faces on, I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so we are going to get started. So I don't know about you guys. Anyone else here love acronyms? I am a little bit obsessed with acronyms. And I came up with an acronym for the word evaluate, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. And so if you want to write this down, you totally can, but you don't have to. But the E stands for experience, right? So what is your customer experience like? That is something that we must evaluate. The next thing we want to evaluate is V, our values. What are your values? And are you in alignment with your values? Are your goals in alignment with your values? The A is our attitude. We must evaluate our attitudes, because if you have a crappy attitude, you can definitely guarantee you're going to have crappy results, plain and simple. Okay. L is for leadership. Evaluating your leadership. If you manage a team, if you are in any sort of leadership capacity, and if you are a business owner, you are a leader. Plain and simple, you are a leader. So how are you presenting yourself as a good leader or not so good leader? Something that we must evaluate, and evaluate often. U is for uncertainty. How do you handle uncertainty in your business? How do you meet that? Great or not so great? Definitely something to evaluate. A is for accountability. One of my favorite words is accountability. Is how do you hold yourself and your team accountable? And that is something that you must evaluate on a regular basis. Evaluating your time is for T. How much time are you spending on busy work? Oh, I broke up with the word busy. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be busy. People used to say that to me all the time. Oh my God, Elaine, you're so busy. And I'm like, no, I'm productive. Like, I'm abundant. Like, I don't want to be busy, because busy doesn't actually feel like it's moving me forward. It feels like I'm just doing things just to do them, but without intention. So evaluating your time. Where are you spending your time? Are you spending it on the right things, or are you spending it on things that are not going to help you reach your goals? And the last thing that we must evaluate, the last E, is energy. So how much energy are you spending on things that you are not good at? I decided I am not good at my books or my bookkeeping or my taxes. I am not going to waste one single cent of energy on doing those things, because I am not good at them. So I'm going to pay someone, happily pay someone, to take that off of my plate so that I don't have to stress about it. She loves doing it. It's a win-win situation. So do you have things in your life or in your business that you could delegate to someone else? Take that energy sucker off of your plate and give it to someone who actually enjoys it. Okay, so did you guys all like my evaluate acronym? Isn't that fun? Okay, so Miss Paige, you are up next, darling.
Yeah, so self-assessment and self-awareness is so important when it comes to your business or whatever your passion or mission is. And once you have done that assessment, it's very, very critical for you to have goals, right? We all hear about SMART goals and setting goals for yourself, but what are some successful goal setting tips? And I wanted to give you guys 5 tips that I think really, really matter when you're setting up your goal list, right? The first one is motivation. What is it that gets you so excited to get up every single day? You know, they always say if you could be doing something for free, would you do it? Those are the types of things and feelings that you want to have when you're coming up with your goals. The second one is solving problems for people. What exactly do you do for people? What is the solution that you provide? You should be super clear on what that solution is and how you can help people in the most efficient way, and that they always come to you, like you are the top of mind when they think of that problem. Like, oh, I know someone who can solve that for you. You want to make sure that you're the first name that comes to their mind. Number 3 is get clear on your why. Why are you even doing this? Why do you even have your business, right? Your why really needs to be bigger than yourself. We've all learned that, you know, this year in 2020, it isn't just because I want to have fun, or, I mean, you really need to have a really good reason as to why you're doing your work, what you want to share, and what you want to bring to others. Number 4 would be simplify. Man, that was really, really hard for me personally because I have so many little hats going on, and I'm so talented in so many ways. But I learned this year to definitely simplify, make it easy for people to do business with you, right? Make it easy so that if someone sees a picture or a product or a class that you're having, make it easy for them to hit that button to purchase or to get on your list to learn more about you. Don't have it where they have to do like 15 different steps. Simplify and make it easy. And the last one for setting your goal is to be specific, right? Be specific in who you serve. I know that I am not everyone's cup of tea because some people like coffee. However, I know that who my customer is and who I provide the most value to is so important. So you want to be specific with your target audience. Some people call it a target audience, some people call it an avatar, ideal client. You guys have all heard those terms floating around, but knowing who that is and knowing that some people will be, drawn to you and other people will be repelled from you makes it so much easier for you to build your fans, build your followings, and convert those people to actual customers. Okay. All right. Now we have, this is the part that I think Elaine loves the most. It's peeling back the onion. She's all about quizzes and assessments and all that kind of stuff. So Elaine, why don't you talk to us a little bit about that?
That is my jam. So I am a firm believer that before we can figure out where we want to go, we have to first figure out where are we at? Where are you at? Because if you don't know where you're at, you don't know what area you need to improve, and you don't know what area you are really doing well in. So when we're doing really well at something, it's because we are devoting our time and our energy to that. And the things typically that we're not doing well at are the things that we kind of push under the carpet because we really don't actually want to do those things. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick little peel the onion self-assessment. And what I want you to do is we're going to go through each one, and I want you to put the number in the chat of what you are putting down. Okay, so circle it on your paper, but then I also want you to type it in the chat so we can get an idea of where everyone is at. Okay, so the first thing is it's a scale of 1 to 10. The first one is you. Okay, and would you say that you are in a personal development, professional development, like you are trying to improve your leadership skills or you're trying to improve your entrepreneurship skills? Where are you at? Scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel that you are doing? Good. Lots of good numbers coming in. Ooh, Shayna's got a 10. I love to see that. Go, girl.
And 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
Yes. The next one is around product and service and experience. Okay, so think about, what do you sell? What service do you offer? Or what is your customer experience? How do you feel that that is going for you? Have you set the standard in your industry?
I love seeing all these high numbers because
Me
that
too.
means that experience is really important.
Yeah.
And that's really all we have right now are, memorable and personal experiences. That's what gets people coming back to you and wanting to buy more and wanting to work with you more.
Right, right, exactly. So customer experience. Are you offering customers an exceptional experience with you? If you're selling them a product, are you offering exceptional customer service? If you are selling a service, are you offering an exceptional service? Like, really think about that. And how do you know if you're providing exceptional service? Anyone want to take a guess? How do you know if you are providing an exceptional service? Reviews, repeat clients, feedback. Yes, yes, yes.
Referrals, yes.
Yep.
All of those things really matter.
Mhm.
And I love seeing comments on Facebook or on people's pages where someone said, "Oh my God, I love that cooking class with Debbie Bradford. I can't wait to go back again." Right? So those are the things that you always want to elicit that type of emotion from people because their passion is contagious, right?
Mhm.
About you and your business. So you always want to be striving for that.
And I'm curious, so with the show of hands, how many of you offer a post customer survey feedback form where you are inviting people to give you feedback about their experience? Okay, not as many hands as I was hoping. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Sometimes, right, we might be scared because what if they don't like our service or our product sucks and they, right, then we have to deal with the humiliation or embarrassment or whatever. Constant, it's not even about that. It's what can I do to improve? Always be looking for ways to improve. It's not about being embarrassed. You should have nothing to be embarrassed about. You want to say thank you for telling me, because you can't make changes if you don't know. And you're never going to know if you don't ask people to tell you and to be brutally honest with you, right? But I get it. It's scary. So the
And
next one.
Shayna, I'm sorry, Elaine. And Shayna, I like that you actually have a conversation with people. I think it's based on the nature of your business instead of a form,
Yeah.
because you're dealing with a lot of really intimate topics when you have your clients. So depending on your type of business, either a form or a conversation or just like a 15-minute follow-up call is great to get that kind of feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the next question is about branding. So giving yourself a 1 to 10 based on your branding. Do you feel like you have a consistent brand that you utilize throughout your whole business, that people, they say they can tell you what you do, they can, and it fits with what you think you do and what they think you do line up? So I actually have a story about that. When I was trying to figure out what people thought about my business and my brand, and I learned that my pug had become a part of my brand inadvertently. And I didn't want her to be a part of my brand. So what did I do? I had to be very intentional and stop posting pictures of my dog, because people, that is what they associated me with. And so now my brand has shifted. If you ask people about me, or I will tell you, how do you know what people are, what you are known for? It's what things people send you. I get people that send me stuff all the time, like, saw this, thought of you. You know what it is? Anyone want to guess?
Well, I know, so I won't guess.
Profanity. Okay. So I have a subscription box that is all around profanity. And I know that now my brand is in alignment with that, because people send me stuff all the time that says, I saw this, it has the F word in it, and I thought of you. My brand is working, right?
Working. Now, I saw a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s. And of course, as a personal branding strategist, that really makes me sad. But I also saw that a lot of people were saying that they're working on it. And so that makes me really, really happy. And it takes time. So here's the thing I'll say about branding. We're going to get more into that in day 2, but it does take time to build your brand, and you do have to be intentional. So you're all in the right place to learn some of those strategies with joining us this week. So don't fret. We will help you with that as well.
Yes. The next one is about marketing. So do you feel like you are presenting or promoting your products or services in a clear and compelling way? Clear and compelling way. There is so much misconception, I think, about what marketing is. Marketing is more than posting on Facebook, right? So much more than that. And I think that, I don't know why, but I feel like Facebook has made us lazy marketers because we think
Yes.
we could just put a post up and it's going to bring all the people to our door. And no, it's not. It is so much more. Would anybody agree with that? That Facebook has made us lazy marketers, right? We just think that we can just post and run. The next one is sales. And are you consistently closing quality sales? Are you attracting the right people to you? I love Carrie says that she has switched to relationship marketing. That is what it is all about. That is what business is all about, is building relationships. Absolutely. People do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? We've heard that before, but it's true. It is 100% true. When I was doing boudoir photography, I retired a year ago, and I'll tell you, all of my every client I had was from word of mouth. Because if you're a female looking to get that style of photography, are you going to look in the phone book? Or are you going to ask your girlfriends, hey, who do you trust that I can get half naked in front of? I mean, that's really, it's, you want to be around someone that's going to make you feel comfortable. You're not going to pull a stranger out of a phone book, which are phone books, are they even a thing anymore?
They are still a thing.
I haven't gotten a phone book on my doorstep in a long time.
But in smaller areas, they are
Yeah.
still a thing.
So the next one is about finances. How in tune with your finances do you feel like you are? Do you have a good, if I said, tell me your profit margin, would you be able to, or would you have to run a report, do some math, figure it all out? Do you know what your expenses are every month? Do you feel like you have a firm grasp on your income and expenses and all of the things that go along with that? Or do you not want to check your bank account because you're scared of what you're going to see, and so you kind of avoid it and sweep it under the rug because you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to deal with it? Okay.
And also, do you know your numbers, right? Do you know what numbers are going to get you to the income level that you want to get to, and what you have to do to get there?
Yeah. It's super important. And I appreciate you guys being honest about that, because I know that it's one of those talking about money can feel really icky, but I appreciate you guys being honest about where you're at with that, because if you don't acknowledge where you're at, how are you going to know where you need to go, right? The next one is about systems and processes. Do you feel like you have a good flow, like a good workflow or a funnel where you can walk your customers easily from start to finish, that everything flows like butter, right? It just makes sense. It's easy. Are you using technology? Are you automating anything? Okay, working on it. Good. Having a good system and process for what you do, it's going to be different for everyone. But the good news is that between Paige and I, we have you covered. We can give you all the tools and tips and the technology platforms that are out there that can help you get your systems and processes in flow, right? Let's see here, people or team. So have you created a team? Do you intend on having a team? Anyone here work with a team, have a team, want to have a team, like actually be able to hire help to help you with the parts of your business that you don't want to do? Carrie's like, my husband.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have good people in your back pocket that you can rely on for the things that you are not the best at.
Mhm.
Like when it comes to graphic design, I call upon Miss Shauna Stanley
That's
to
right.
create all of those things for me because I know we've built a relationship and I know that she is going to do it, give me more than what I asked for,
Mhm.
right? And I'm willing to pay for that each
Mhm.
and every time because she is phenomenal at what she does and she's able to, here we go, extend my brand exactly the way that I want it to be extended. Now, I will say when you are in new relationships with people, they may not know you. Shauna can share a story of when she created something for me and what happened. What happened, Shauna?
You'll have to, what
You
part?
called me and you said,
You're like, you need to call me. Is that the one?
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one.
And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do something right. And she like screamed on the phone and was so happy.
I was
And it scared me.
crying. I was crying. I was so happy. But she had never, we were new working together and she thought that she had done something wrong. But actually, I was so relieved and so thankful that she was able to bring my vision to life that I was like, you need to call me right now.
Mhm.
Right. So, establishing those relationships with people who can help you, like Elaine says with her books or me with graphics, are so important. Or even everyone, there's a lot of people who said their husbands are their partners, and that is fantastic. You need to have that kind of support and on your team. I know a lot of people use VAs to do certain projects for them. If that is a goal of yours, we're going to talk to you about how to be able to do that effectively.
Yes, on day 5, we're actually going to be talking about that very thing. And because if you were to think about like the growth of your business, do you want to take it from a business to a company? And a company means like more than one person, right? Um, we're going to help you actually look at what that actually looks like and help you um, build a team for your future company vision. So we are talking about scaling up because scaling up means growth, right? That's why you're here. You want to grow. You want to like finally get out of your way so that you can do the things to get big, to actually make a profit, to be able to help more people. Everybody here, yes, want that? Yes, yes, yes. You're in the right place because that's what we're going to help you do. Okay. And then the final question is about leadership. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your leadership? You leading your company, you leading your team, you leading your husband, you leading whatever it is, even if it's you leading your kids at home. If you are an entrepreneur or a woman, typically you are a leader of some capacity, whether it's in your business or in your home life, right? You are a leader. Awesome. Okay. So, Miss Page, you want to talk about our next topic?
Yeah, so I want to talk about the one thing that I always end up having like really long, in depth discussions with a lot of the clients that come my way of my clients is that sometimes they feel that they don't know enough in their area or in their area of expertise. And they're feeling like, well, can I really call myself an expert? I just know that I enjoy doing this, or I know a lot about it. Really kind of like tackling that imposter syndrome. I think we've all kind of felt that, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys a little, or you ladies, a little bit about expert status and what that means. Because when you have a business or you have a mission, it's important that you share that expert status with your audience. Okay. So the first thing is, what is it that you do that seems so easy to you than it does to other people? Right? Like for me, it's technology, it's checklists, it's Instagram, it's all those things. And people are just like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to do that. What? that just seems so much harder than what I'm willing to put in time for. So make out a list of maybe 2 or 3 things that you do, you know, that's easy for you to do, that's hard for other people. And then what kind of advice do your friends, your colleagues, your family, what are they always coming to you for? Right? Like, you know, they may always ask, oh, you know, how do I, you know, plan an event, right? Or Marie, or you're like, what are the top 3 things I need to do to plan an event? And you're like, oh, let me just do it for you because I could do it with my eyes closed, right? Think of those types of things that, you know, business associates or colleagues always ask of you. That is a part of your expert status story, right? What type of projects do you get most excited about? Okay, so are you most excited about doing corporate events or retirement parties than you are weddings? Make sure that you know. Yeah, look at Marie's like, yep. Make sure you know what the types of projects that you're excited about. And if the project isn't something you're excited about, back to Elaine's energy, should you be, you know, dedicating a lot of time and energy to those types of projects if it's not going to make you happy and or profitable? And then what are the kind of topics that you could talk about all day long that people are just like, ugh, I wish she stopped talking about color patterns, right? So, or I wish she stopped talking about Pinterest. You know, I'm not really interested in Pinterest, but she's always talking about Pinterest. So those are the things that you are an expert in that you can just roll right off your tongue. If someone called you tomorrow and said, hey, Nancy, we want you to interview you on the morning show tomorrow. What can you talk to us about? You should be able to have 3 or 4 things or even 5 things that you could easily say, yes, I can talk to you about personal branding, safe travel for women, you know what I mean? You should be able to come up with those ideas. And then lastly, think about the types of books that you typically read. Are you a self-development junkie? Are you into mysteries and problem solving? Think about that because that really gives you an indicator of how your brain works and what you're thinking about and how you can help other people. Does anyone have any questions on that whole expert status? No. Oh, yes, Rachel, go ahead.
So I love these, and these are really helpful for me because self-identified imposter syndrome person.
Yeah.
But how do you then take that information that after that reflection, and maybe this is later, but then like relay that to your potential ideal client?
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's coming up next.
Okay.
yes, that is coming up next. Do you want to
I'm
go
so
ahead?
excited. I can't wait.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go ahead or do you want me to give her a quick answer?
Go ahead, give it to her.
Okay. So the way that I would say is that is coming up next, actually. But just something tangible that you can do is take like of those opportunities to think about your expert status, pick 5 of them, or even the questions that people are always coming to you and asking, and make quick little videos, right? Or a quick blog post or something about those where you can answer those questions easily. A lot of times when people say, oh, I'm so afraid to go on camera, you know, I don't know what to say. One of the tips that I give a lot of my clients is have someone ask the question of you, like have them in the room, ask the question of you, and when you go to answer the question, turn on the camera. So and you obviously, you know, that whole thing where you repeat the question and then you say what the response is. So you'll say, you know what, this question came up to me. How can I make this work? Do a little video. Here's my answer. That kind of thing. So it's just an easier way for you to get that out there because when people are talking, if video's your mode or a podcast or writing, even one of those 3 is going to work for you. And it's easier just to get it out when it's a personal. I always like to have it like I'm having a conversation with one person. I have one person who's my avatar, right? Her name is Danielle. And when I am creating content, I talk to Danielle just like I'm talking to my girlfriend from college. And she is the only person that I'm talking to because I know what her needs are and what I can help her with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be quiet now. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're
I
fine.
get all excited when it comes to
So our next section, we're going to be talking about how to position yourself as an expert. What are some things that you can do? So now that you know, like some of the things that you could easily talk about, what do you do with that information? Right? It's about positioning yourself as an expert, which is part of your branding, which is part of your marketing strategy, right? So one of the first number one is to speak. So are there opportunities in your community, in your networking groups, in at the chamber, at wherever, where can you tell people about this information? So it can also be you teaching, which is number 3 is about teaching, but you could, so speaking, video, hosting a masterclass, doing just
a podcast guest.
every week you are sharing your expertise on Facebook Live, right? Whatever. You got to get it out of your mouth. You got to speak up, be visible. Don't keep it to yourself because that's selfish, right? People need to hear what you have to say. And if you're choosing not to do that, you are depriving people of your gifts and talents.
It's a crime, y'all.
It's a crime.
Don't commit a crime.
Number 2 is writing a book. Okay, now this could be an actual book. This could be a part of an anthology. This could be doing an ebook. This could be where you're putting together like a mini workbook that people could download off of your website. Putting your expertise on paper in some capacity. It could also blog post, right? Blogging.
Yes.
Can also help you establish yourself as an expert. And did you know that you can also take blog posts and turn them into a book? Just saying.
Sure can.
You can also take a blog post and do a podcast about it. Right? So there's so many things that you can do just by writing out your expertise. And the fear of giving away the farm, giving away too much information, nope, not a thing, doesn't exist. When you can help someone get results, what do you think they want to do? Do they want to keep getting results and want to work with you? Yeah, you don't have to keep all of your stuff a secret, right? You don't have to keep it all a secret. So number 3 is about teaching others. So here's something that I've learned. When I want to learn something new, I teach it. There is something about preparing myself to teach that forces me. I love to do research. I want to know all the things. I want to educate myself about this topic. So if I want to learn something, I will teach it. Plain and simple. It's also a great way to position yourself in an authority position or as an expert in that topic. Okay. And number 4 is learn. Never, never, never stop learning. You can never stop learning. Even if you think you know everything there is to know about a topic, hearing it in a different way from someone else in a different perspective can totally make you go, oh my gosh, I never would have thought about it like that before. So just because you think you're an expert in something doesn't mean that you should stop learning about it.
Well, and if I could just add to the learning aspect, I like to learn things. Well, I'm a teacher too. That's why Elaine and I were kindred spirits that way. But as far as learning, I like to learn things so that I know what the value of it is. So, like with doing something on Canva or graphics, it will take me 5 hours of something that will probably take Shauna and Elaine, Shauna 10 minutes to do. So the value of my 5 hours worth of time is worth paying someone who can get it done just like that and get it done the way that I want it to be done.
Yep.
So that is always something I learned early on in my career was if there, I like learning things so that I know and I can intelligently talk about the process with someone, but it does give me the value of what it is, right? If writing Facebook posts takes you 12 hours to do, or writing a blog post, speak it into a microphone, pay someone to transcribe it, and you'll have your blog post just like that. Do not spend 12 hours doing that. Your time would be better used and better suited for some other activity that's going to bring you more revenue.
Yes. Yes. Shauna, did you have a question? I saw your hand.
I was just curious how you determine that. So I want to learn all the things, but there's not enough time in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know which things? You try it and then see if it takes you however long, or?
Well, I would look at, what are your goals? What is the big vision of what it is that you want to do? And is that thing in alignment? So I always say, what got you here to this place where you are right now today is not going to be the thing that's going to get you where you want to go. You're going to have to learn something new. But first, that's why we did the evaluation, to help you figure out where you're not the strongest in, because is that a thing that you need to learn? Or is that a thing where you can bring on someone to complement you? It's like my husband and I are complete opposites, but we complement each other, because my skills and his skills are different, but together we form like this amazing power couple sort of thing, right? But I don't want to know all the things, and he doesn't want to know all the things. So together we bring our minds together, and now we have a cohesive team. So thinking about it that way is it necessary for you to know, or is it something that it's going to be a team member that can do it for you?
And I would also say, think about where your clients are and where they live and hang out. If you know that you get most of your clients from speaking, you probably want to be speaking or learn the skills to be able to do that. But if that is not critical to your business, like Shauna, you really probably shouldn't be speaking. But if you did some sort of class, where I know you personally, if you did some kind of class, not where your face was on camera, but you were showing us how to do lettering, that would be fantastic for you, right? So something else where you can generate income from you teaching others or you getting authority. But if you're writing a book, you probably want to be speaking. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to think about where your clients are and what audience can you easily convert to paying customers, and that is where you want to be and what you want to focus your time on.
Mm-hmm.
Based on your goals.
So who is ready for some homework? Oh, yes. We love to give homework because we can't teach you all the things in an hour. So there's some things, but this is a good homework exercise because it's really helping you figure out a missing piece of your puzzle. So Paige, do you want to go through the homework assignment?
Yeah, let me go through the homework assignment. I love homework, right? I remember I actually had a client say, well, I don't want to talk to you today because I know you're going to give me homework, but that's okay. So another way to discover your personal strengths is to ask others. Ask people. Put out a little Facebook post. Some of you may have seen mine this weekend where I said, if we could spend the whole day together, what would you have me help you with in your life, in your business? And I got some pretty interesting responses. So you may think that you're good at one thing, but when you talk to someone who's an observer or who thinks differently of you, they may think that you're fantastic at something else. So it's really important to be able to get all of those viewpoints for your homework. So, and a lot of times we just kind of brush our talents and our strengths like, yeah, everybody knows that, blah, blah, blah. Well, everybody does not know all the great things that you know. So what you want to do, I want you to ask your friends. You can do this on Instagram or on Facebook or even in person if people are lucky enough to be able to see people, and say, what do you think I'm an expert at? Right? What do you think I'm really good at? and see what their responses are. And then I also want you to write down maybe 3, 4 things that you think that you're good at. And then, tomorrow we'll see if they match, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
Mhm. Absolutely. And why do you think that's important? Anyone want to guess why we're asking you to do this? Rachel?
I have no idea, but I'm guessing because we don't see ourselves accurately, because we're harder on ourselves than we should be. And I'm only guessing because I'm cringing as you're saying
Yes.
this homework assignment. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Yes. We tend to downplay the things that we're good at. We don't want to be an ego. So we don't want to dare admit that we're really good at something because someone might think that we're an ego, right? Which is not. It's like I said, what are you really good at? What are you not so great at? So we can figure out where you need to improve in order to get to this, to scale up. That's really what this is all about, is figuring out where you're at. Okay. So there are 3 pillars that are really super important to Paige and myself. Okay.
Yes.
Mindset, right? Because you are the problem and your solution.
That's right.
Right? The second is education. What do you need to learn in order to get yourself to the next level? And number 3 is accountability. Showing up, doing the work because I said I would. Like those are the 3 major important pillars to Paige and I, everything that we do. So when we want to do something new, we ask ourselves, is this about mindset, education, or accountability?
And if it doesn't fall into one of those categories, it does not get done, or it does not get added.
Yeah.
So that's another homework assignment for yourself. Think about what those 3 pillars would be for you and your business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So thinking about setting your intentions. Typically we set intentions at the beginning, but it's really about what are you willing to do? What are you willing to commit to during these next 5 days? Are you willing to show up? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to be present? Are you willing and open to learning something new? Are you open and willing to hearing it in a different way? Are you open and willing to get out of your comfort zone? Because that's where the growth happens. If you want to scale up and grow, you absolutely will find yourself outside of your comfort zone, feeling like you're walking down the street naked as a jaybird and being vulnerable and raw and, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But that's where the magic happens. So are you willing to go there? Are you willing to show up and do the work and do things that are unfamiliar, uncharted territory and are scary? Are you willing to ask for support? Are you willing to say, I need help. I don't quite understand. I don't know how to do that. So as you're setting your intentions, really think about those questions and decide for yourself, what are you willing to commit to?
As well, with 2020, both Marie and I are testament to this. Are you willing to pivot if you have to?
Mm-hmm. Pivoting, shifting has been a major player for a lot of us in 2020. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I heard pandemic and I knew that everything was closed, I was teaching a masterclass in a week. I was like, okay, I have to shift and pivot, so I'm going to help others do the same. Let's do it together, because doing it alone, not as fun. Let's do it together. Yeah. Let's figure out how to do this. And I was talking with our Diamond members, our trainers today, for those of you that are in Polka Dot Powerhouse. And we talked about, how most of the people that were in Diamond, you don't really hear the complaints. You don't hear the struggle, because we figure it out, right? And so there are people that are going to use the pandemic as they're going to blame everything. They're going to just shift all the blame of why nothing is working out on the pandemic. Is that a good way to spend our energy, or is that a bad way to spend our energy? Right? Do we want to be in blame mode, or do we want to be in action mode? Because you cannot be in both at the same time. It just does not work. So before we let you guys go, because we want to be respectful of your time, does anyone have any questions that we can answer for you today? Guys, we're super great in sharing everything today. I want to just tell you what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about boosting your visibility. Okay, so social media, we're going to be talking about your brand, and we're going to be talking about giving value to help you generate sales.
Yes.
So
yes.
Maria, I saw you had your hand up.
Okay, so I want to go back to when you said you have the team and the people.
Yes.
I have a lot of people that I hire to do other stuff. Is that
Right.
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because I don't have it. I'm not an employee, so I don't want to be good at bookkeeping. I have somebody doing a lot of my social media, so all I have to do is interact more so, which I need to get better at. But yeah, I don't have employees though.
That's
So
okay.
No, and
Anyone-
yeah,
Anyone that you are working with that is helping you to reach your goals.
got it. Okay.
and supporting you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that could be a VA, that could be a bookkeeper, that could be your accountant. I mean, essentially everyone should have a team. You should have an attorney, you should have, you know what I mean, a CPA or a bookkeeper or someone that helps you, once a year, or whether you use a bookkeeper monthly. You should be having a quality core group of folks that are helping you with your business. And sometimes they're just advisors. Sometimes you use them once a year or twice a year, but everyone should be having that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Donna?
Great.
The question, do you recommend us posting it on our personal page or our business page?
I would do your
So,
personal.
I would do your personal. Yeah.
Personal.
You're
page.
going to get more reach with your personal. And I think people who know you personally, that you've already established those relationships with, are going to be willing to give you more transparent answers.
Mhm. Right. And one thing I just want to mention is that the Facebook group, is everybody in the Level Up to Scale Up Facebook group? So we will be posting some graphics that will kind of give you some everything that we talked about today, kind of a summary, but also the homework assignment. So if you post your answers there, that would be really awesome. I do want to let you know that we have prizes to give away. And we how you earn prizes is through engagement, participation. So every time you show up live, every time you watch a replay, every time you engage and comment and do the work and stuff like that, you are going to earn entries into the drawings that we're going to have for all of the prizes. There's like 10 plus prizes. So everybody has an opportunity to win something awesome. So but I super appreciate you guys being on today. It was really great to meet some new lovely faces. Don't forget to introduce yourself in their group. There's there's an album that's got graphics in there, and there's a whole introduction graphic. Go introduce yourself, like let us get to know you and hang out with you and get to know you better, because that's what we want to do. We want to help you grow, but we got to know who you are in order to help you do that, right? It's going to be different for everyone. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Get ready, ladies, to shine bright. Get ready.
Yep. Go do
ready.
your homework, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.